Hey there, Eli here with Ancestral Recall, and I'm here with Graeme.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, and we're going to be opening up a pack of Shadows over Innistrad, and I assume that this is going to be pick one, pack one
Absolutely.
analysis, so we're going to see what we open here in the draft, all right?
Of course, we're all hoping for the foil Arlen.
Foil Arlen?
Yeah.
You're dreaming small. I mean, why not the foil Abyssin?
I have small dreams.
All right, fair enough. All right, so all right, I guess we'll go through and talk about this. Okay, Emissary of the Sleepless, 5 mana, 2/4 flyer. It has Morbid, make a spirit.
Yeah. Overall, it's an all right card.
Yeah.
It's a good role player in this limited environment, but there's definitely better picks.
Yeah, I mean, it's 5 mana. This is not something you want to be taking this early.
Yeah.
I want to pick something a little more aggressive. Speaking of more aggressive, this is something I'm much more likely to take first.
Yes.
Sleep Paralysis is essentially an unconditional removal spell. Very few people will play enchantment removal in this format. Sleep Paralysis is something I'm much more inclined to say, yeah, I'm putting this over here in the... I'm definitely thinking about it.
Absolutely agree. It's a very, very strong card. Yeah. And it's also underdrafted, especially for blue.
Yeah.
For this set, you can sometimes get 2 or 3 of them in a draft.
Yep. I've drafted 3 before. Admittedly, I don't draft this set a ton.
Yeah.
Since I can only draft on Magic Online these days. But either that or the packs I've cracked in the 4 casual drafts I've done in Saudi Arabia. Yes, I have gotten four-player casual drafts going in Saudi Arabia. Pretty awesome. Okay.
That's pretty good.
One thing, this is Seagraff Scab. This is a vanilla 1/3 zombie. Gavin Verhey was talking on Twitter, and he said he was listing a bunch of vanillas and asked you what vanilla you would identify a card with. So he said like a 1/1. What's the vanilla 1/1 you identify with? What's the vanilla 1/3?
Yeah.
What's the vanilla 2/2? What's the vanilla 3/3? What's the vanilla 4/4? And I said, vanilla 1/1, Merfolk of the Pearl Trident for me. What would you pick as a vanilla 1/1?
Soulmender. It's not even. No, it's not even.
It's not vanilla.
It's not vanilla. What's my 1/1?
Vanilla 1/1.
I have no idea.
Not Wandering Ones.
No.
Wandering Ones are so cute.
Vanilla 1/1s. You don't get very many vanilla 1/1s anymore.
No.
Not since I started playing.
Nope. They don't do them. Anyway, I said Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. Okay, how about vanilla 1/3?
Vanilla 1/3s.
Yeah. What's the most iconic vanilla 1/3?
I don't know.
Yes. My answer to Gavin Verhey was, this is a trick question. There is no iconic vanilla 1/3. Anyway, vanilla 2/2?
Vanilla 2/2? Just Grizzly Bears.
Yeah. Or Grey Ogre, if you're old school, and using old creature mana.
Yeah.
Okay, 3/3?
Vanilla 3/3? We don't get them. Oh, what's it called? Minotaur. The Minotaur that came out of Theros.
Yeah, there is one in Theros.
Yeah, Borderland Minotaur. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. My vanilla 3/3 is Hill Giant. But I'm old school, so that's my frame of reference. How about vanilla 4/4?
Vanilla 4/4.
Is there one that's iconic?
Is there one that's iconic? No.
Okay.
Not recently.
Yeah. I say Dirkwood Boars. Again, that's a function of age. But, nothing wrong with being a newer player. I mean, that's okay.
Well,
this is just... Maybe there's nothing... The fact that there's nothing iconic is itself valuable. Okay, so let's say we don't really care about this card.
No, not really.
Bloodman Vamp. So we got 3 mana, 4/1, Madness.
I have seen a couple of games. He is absurd.
Yep.
This guy just out of nowhere. He's a 4/1. He becomes a 5/2.
Yep.
But then there's the other times where you just make the mistake. Someone actually just happens to be holding up mana with their dual shock.
Yep. Or he just runs into something.
Yeah.
If your opponent just... Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this card, but it'd be something I'd consider later. This is a signal that the madness, that the Vampire Madness deck is out there.
Well, the big thing about him is that in Dragons of Fate Reforged, there was a 4/1 boar.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same. 4/1 for 3 mana. This guy is just better in every way. And that boar was already just perfectly fine. Not great, but just fine.
Yep.
And even here, this guy is still good because he trades up very, very nicely.
Okay. Moorland Drifter. Now we're getting to a Grizzly Bear with Delirium Flying.
I like it.
Yeah. Is this something we want to put into the consider picks?
I'd put in the consider.
Yeah.
It's not a great first pick, but I'd consider it.
Yeah. But, if we're thinking about signaling,
Yeah.
This is something that's concerning signaling.
Yeah.
Vampire Noble, 3/2 for 3. Vampire.
It's fine.
Fine,
Reverse
but
Switch is familiar.
not something we first picked. This Vampire would be something I'd be much more likely to pick.
Yes, much more likely.
Yeah, 3/2. I mean, this is a staple in the aggro red decks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very, very strong.
Do we want to put that in the consideration?
I'd put it in the
for first pick?
consideration.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Fork in the road.
Good, but not first pick.
Yeah. F's in the road. More
Yeah.
like it. All right. Uncommons. Yes. Yes, I don't swear on my channel, but I will make bowdlerized swears.
That's fine.
Pour over the pages, 5 mana for draw 3, and you got it's a cool madness enabler.
Yep.
But I would not.
I would not first pick. And double blue is not a good first pick card.
Yeah. Spoilers. Morcrit Necropod. So we have the 7/7 menace guy for 6.
I completely underestimated him in the pre-release. Much better than you would think.
I think this is a complete badass of a card.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of this card.
Absolutely.
In sealed. In draft.
In draft, he's a little harder, but
Yeah.
like 7/7, he's the biggest thing on the field. So big.
Yeah, it's just he's great in late game, and he's very consistent. It's just I feel like sealed games tend to be more tempo oriented. So,
Yes.
Draft games tend to be more tempo oriented. So I can't put this in. I can't put this in the good file, but I'm tempted.
I wouldn't first pick him.
No.
I would not first pick him.
Yeah. So then we've got ongoing investigation. It's the clue deck card. How do you feel about this? I'm not interested in this.
This whole cycle of these enchantments, this is one of the ones that I really like, but the color combination does not work.
Yeah.
It's too hard to get good cards in those colors against other players at the table, especially green.
Yeah, I mean, in the blue, if there was a blue-white aggro deck, I think it's perfectly fine. I don't care about the green activation of exiling creature cards, but the fact that it only triggers once per damage, per combat, when you're attacking.
It's not great, but it's fine considering it's still only 2 mana.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very low cost for this card, with a very high potential upside.
Okay. And underneath the floorboards, the card that you have to say in the voice of Edgar Allan Poe.
Absolutely.
Because have you ever seen The Venture Brothers?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I don't get to watch it.
Oh, there's this great... It is a great show. Great adult comedy animation. Very funny. So we've got this Madness token generator for 5, or theoretically less, or theoretically more. I like it.
I really like it.
But I'm not going to first pick it.
Would I first pick under the floorboards? Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not. For the double black?
Yeah, it's not as good as Sleep Paralysis in my book. But, okay. Convicted Killer. We've got our pretty vanilla werewolf here.
It's fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine, but we're not going to first pick this.
No, not at all.
And, we've got a mythic transform card. Startled Awake.
I would first pick this because I want to play with it.
Yeah.
But not because it's actually good.
You feel the urge. You feel the urge to be Johnny.
Okay. How can you not? You look at this card and you wanna play with something like this.
I feel this is powerful enough and swinging enough that I want to go with it.
Yeah.
So I think I would also certainly nominate it here. Let's go back and review our other first picks that were under consideration. We had the Drifter, the Sleep Paralysis, and the Startled Awake. Now, the Startled Awake it wins games. I mean, it's 3 turns of dedicated mana usage.
Yeah.
But if you have a nice stally board state, what you gonna do?
Well, something nice about this is looking at the pack. If you take the Startled Awake first, you might actually be able to get the Sleep Paralysis back because there's enough good cards here in other colors that it might just come back around as for your eighth pick.
I mean, I do like Sleep Paralysis, but it's not usually a card, and I will occasionally splash for it, but it's not a card that pushes me into a color.
Exactly.
Whereas Startled Awake is a ba-bomb.
Yeah. Downside, you're passing, for me, you're passing the ongoing investigation. And that's probably not going to come back, but you're definitely putting someone strongly into blue. But you're also passing that from under the floorboards, and that's going to put the person to your left right into black.
Okay. Now, what color? Let's say if we're going with the Startled Awake here, which of course, by the way, transforms into the Persistent Nightmare. which hopefully they don't have anything to block it. But yeah, with the Startled Awake, what color combination do you think works best?
With the Startled Awake?
Yeah.
I would probably go in black.
Okay, now this is just a taste question. Why would you go with black here?
Yeah, there's the enchantment Exile 2 from hand. Enchantment, I can't remember what it's called, Vessel of Malignity or something like that. Yeah. There's a couple more mill cards in blue, and black gives you enough creatures that are dirtily enough in this. Like the Necropod is really dirtily.
Yep.
He just sits there and blocks all day long. There's a bunch of cards that just they'll get you there.
You feel like the black is defensive because
Yeah.
you are kind of building for a defensive trading deck.
Yeah.
With this.
The red is too aggressive. Green is a little overdrafted. It's hard to get the good green cards.
How about blue-white?
White's not bad, but it's a lot of flyers, and you need to get you want the spirits. You want the spirits so you can just keep getting like we had that very first card here. We had that Emissary of the Sleepless.
Yeah.
And that's dirtly, and it gets you the extra spirit if you've had had something die, which in this format definitely a good chance of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, this is one of those situations. I've played blue-white control decks. I play blue-black control decks. I tend to prefer the blue-black, but yeah, in terms of the black that we're passing, it's good, but it's not screaming to.
Yeah.
We're not forcing anyone into black here, so I feel like black is probably the color that we are oriented.
Yeah, I'd prefer it because there's not good white in this pack, and the red's not great either.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Graeme.
You're very welcome.